Commitment begins with the murder of an agent Lee Yong-ho who believed he was going back home from South Korea after his dutiful service to his country, but as we are going to see later on, no one ever goes back home alive after serving as an agent. The agent that was murdered turned out to be Ma Young-hoon's father, a North Korean operative for the Pyongyang regime. Immediately after the death of Lee Young-ho, his children Ma Young-hoon are sent to a forced labor camp in North Korea by the North Korean military commander Moon Sang-chul. The commander later comes back, accuses Ma Young-hoon's father of being a traitor, and offers a deal to Ma Young-hoon in exchange for freedom for both himself and his sister. For them to be free, he had to complete the mission that his father failed at by becoming an agent in South Korea. Ma Young-hoon insisted that his father was not a traitor and agrees to take up the deal. Hold on to your hats, folks. We've got Ma Young-hoon, a North Korean defector, wink, wink, jetting off to South Korea. Oh, a sweet South Korean couple adopts him, except they're sneaky North Korean spies. Gasp. They ship young Ma Young off to high school with a "don't meddle" warning. Cue the awkward teen years. Ma Young struggles to fit in, until he meets Lee Hyun, a dancer with his sister's name. Oh, but wait, here come the school bullies, shaking them down like they're ATMs. Despite the drama, Ma Young's a smart cookie, ACING those pop quizzes. And Lee Hyun, she's got dance fever, glued to those rehearsal room doors. Until, bam, the dance crew finds her and unleash a torrent of mockery. Ouch. Get ready for a wild ride. So, this Lee Hyun, total transformation. First, she's getting called a loser, then bam. Haircut, school's out, and she's chasing those dance dreams. But wait, there's more. Our guy Ma Young-hoon tracks her down, and steps up as her fake big bro for the first time ever. Twist alert. Turns out Lee Hyun discovers Ma Young-hoon has a sister with the same name. Cue the feels. Hae brings him to her, missing my parents, spot, pulls out a gum-inspired map dream destination. Lee's all like, throw your gum, see where fate leads. Young-hoon chucks his, and it lands in the Pacific Ocean. Talk about a long trip. And finally, 19-year-old Lee Myung-hoon didn't sign up for this. Now he's juggling college and contract killing. Each kill just eats away at him. It's like, student by day, assassin by night. Talk about stressful. Buckle up, buttercups, because this is about to get wild. Our hero, he's snatched a mission straight out of action movie heaven, rescue his sis and hightail it back north. But there's a catch, a big one named Big Dipper, a North Korean agent stirring up trouble for the other side. Now, picture this, two North Korean factions, Section 8 and Unit 35, going head to head in a power struggle of epic proportions. Ma Young-hoon, our Section 8 guy, suddenly becomes a liability? Ouch. Colonel Moon pulls a fast one, and bam. Ma Young-hoon's safe house is compromised, his foster parents get iced, and our guy's not happy. He arrives at the safe house and it's absolute chaos. He wins a fight, but then he has to blow the whole place sky high to cover his tracks. Meanwhile, the big bosses from both factions are at the table and they've decided, Section 8, you are either dead or done. Game over, man. Hold on to your hats, folks. This is where it gets crazy. Our Section 35 operative, now reborn as a Section 8 agent, is caught in a wild, international tug of war. Korean spies and his own government want a piece of him. Enter Cha Young-min, a South Korean agent hotter on Myung-hoon's trail than kimchi on a summer day. He's piecing together the fiery remains of Myung-hoon's old life, blown-up house, foster parents, the works. Young-min tries to help, but our boy Myung-hoon? Not exactly the cooperative type. Myung-hoon's now chilling, or not, in a new safe house, waiting for his Colonel Moon. But get this, he's actually bonding with the lieutenant in charge, who insists he call her Granny. They're all laughs and good times until, bam. He shows Granny a family photo, and she instantly recognizes his sister. What's that about? The plot thickens. Alright, buckle up buttercups, cause this is bonkers. So, Hoon's dad kicked the bucket, with Granny being the last to say, see ya. Old woman then, bam. Myung-hoon gets a mission, his last one, promising a reunion with his sister. A recording arrives, she's alive. Iron's got a gift waiting, so Hoon's hyped. He hugs Hae-young and Granny goodbye, thinking, homeward bound. Parting face, but hold your horses. Horse face, he boards a boat, only to get shanked by his supposed send-off buddy. Cooking knife, who sent you? He gasps. The agent cackles, you thought they'd let you live? Rolling on the floor laughing, talk about a buzzkill. Myung-hoon's now realized he's royally screwed. Grimace. to defend himself, but he was injured badly. My Young-hoon goes back to Granny for cover but arrived there just in time to witness her murder by the North Koreans who were in search of him. Before Granny is shot, she sights My Young-hoon among the crowd and signals him to run away. Colonel Moon quickly detects this and pursues My Young-hoon. He goes to the house of his friend Lee Hyun to seek refuge, but immediately he wakes up. He makes a move to leave, further encouraged him to stay and told him that they were friends. At this point she told him she knew he was on the run. My Young-hoon's face was already on every TV station and he was portrayed as a killer. Lee Hyun saw this and stood by him. The South Korean and the North Korean agents were on the search for him. Lee Hyun goes to a supermarket on a fateful day, and right there and then some agents come into the supermarket. Hold on to your hats, folks. Our girl gets recognized. Bam. Supermarket attendants all heart eyes. Then, North Korean spooks corner her, grilling about My Young-hoon. My Young WHO, she says, all innocent like. But, she rushes home, hides his ride, sneaky. Colonel Moon calls My Young-hoon, dangling his sister, May, like a carrot for some diamonds from a previous mission. Our man drops a note, outer there. Hyung finds it, spills the tea to the South Korean agents, double cross in action. Diamonds get exchanged, bam. Double cross. North Koreans try to ice him, but plot twist. South Korean agents swoop in, saving the day and his sister. Take that, North Koreans. Hold on to your hats, folks. May Young-hoon's on the phone. PHEWWW, sister's safe. Haeun's rolling out the red carpet for her in South Korea, how sweet. But bam. Colonel Moon crashes the party, drops a bombshell. They snatched Lee Hyun. The ransom? Diamonds. The bling from Young-hoon's last gig. My Young-hoon is furious. Why paint him as a monster after all the sacrifices? No answers. Diamonds away. He snatches Hyun, lobs a grenade like it's a baseball. Wounded but not out, Young-hoon gets out of here. Hold up. Colonel Moon grabs him. He shoves Lee Hyun forward just as the cavalry arrives. Hold on to your hats, folks. Things escalate quickly. Collision. The Korean agents crash the party, leading to a tense, three-way standoff. My Young-hoon, our man, ain't backing down, shouting he's past the point of return. Speaking head, a bullet ballet ensues with Colonel Moon, and both hit the dirt. Face with head bandage. Young Min, the South Korean agent, helps My Young-hoon up. Lee Hyun jumps in the getaway car, but tragically, My Young-hoon kicks the bucket. Loudly crying, Rehan's heartbroken. Heartbreak, but wait. There's a glimmer of hope. Sparkles. The two top-tier agents, Hyun and In, finally meet. Jae Min introduces them, they stroll, and Hyun shares her My Young-hoon memories with his sister. This film, a crazy cocktail of family, patriotism, loyalty, high school drama, international espionage, and heartfelt connections. What a wild ride, roller coaster.